Good morning and welcome to MBA batch of Luth Mata Institute of Management Studies, LIMS Business News. Let's get the news rolling with the top 6 business news.
Aditya Puri joins Carlyle Group as advisor. Global investment firm the Carlyle Group on Monday announced the appointment of Aditya Puri, former chief executive of HDFC Bank, as a senior advisor in Asia. Puri was appointed as the first CEO of HDFC Bank when it was established in 1994. Over his 26-year tenure leading the business, he grew HDFC Bank into the largest private sector bank in India and the most valuable bank in India with a market cap of over. Carlyle is known for its ability to transform businesses, working closely in partnership with management teams and other key stakeholders to drive sustainable long-term growth. Across Asia, Carlyle has made investments of around $4.9 billion in financial services as of 30 September 2020 in companies including SBI Card, SBI Life, HDFC Limited, PNB Housing Finance, Repco Home Finance, IIFL, KB Financial Group, China Pacific Insurance, Ant Group, among others.
Over 1 trillion GST collection for first time this fiscal year. Goods and service tax collection in October crossed 1 trillion for the first time in 8 months, indicating the result of the unlocking from September onwards. Collection in any month is for the business done in the previous month. At 1.5 trillion, collection was not only 10% higher than the 95,379 crore a year ago, but almost equal to that in February, which was before the lockdown and when the pandemic hadn't struck. The Finance Ministry said growth in GST at 10% and 4% in the previous month showed the trajectory of economic recovery and correspondingly the revenues.
Tata Steel announces new working models for employees with option to work from home for 365 days a year. Domestic steelmaker Tata Steel on Monday announced a new work model for its employees which allows them to work from home up to 365 days a year. The new agile working models policy is effective from Sunday, Tata Steel said in a statement. Tata Steel said that it is moving towards a trust and outcome-based working culture and to give more flexibility to its employees. Under the new models effective November 1, even officers who are required to be based at a particular location can now work from home for unlimited days in a year. Once the pandemic situation normalizes, the policy will enable companies' offices to move to a location of choice, giving the employee the flexibility to operate out of any location in the country. The company said adding the policy will be piloted for a year and based on adaptability and feedback, the policy will be reviewed after 1 year. Suresh Dutt Tripathi, Vice President, Human Resource Management, Tata Steel said that flexible working not only portrays an organization's intent to create a workplace for the upcoming generations but also solidifies its intent to cater to the needs of its diversified workforce across geographies.
To all, myself Ayatha Lakshmi presenting today's news. IT department issues refunds to the tune of 1.27 trillion this year. New Delhi, the Income Tax Department has issued 1.27 trillion in tax refunds to individuals and businesses so far this fiscal in a fully automatic way. Financial Secretary Ajay Bhushman Pandey said in the statement, up to 27 October, refunds has been issued to over 3.9 million taxpayers. Out of them, over 3.72 million individual taxpayers were issued 34,532 crore, while in the over 1.9 lakh corporate tax cases, 92,376 crore has been issued, Pandey said in the statement. Amid pandemic, as collection has been smudged so far this year with corporate tax receipt in the first 6 months showing a 40% reduction to 1.5 trillion from the year ago period. Personal income tax collection in the same time has been reported 22% decline to 1.6 trillion, data from the Controller General of Accounts says. The tax department has now fully automated its system of issuing refunds directly going into the bank accounts of the taxpayer without any manual interference or intervention, the statement says. This Pandey said is being monitored on the weekly basis. This helps us build trust between the taxpayers and the IT department besides facilitating liquidity to the taxpayers, said the Financial Secretary. Thank you.
Rupees 1 lakh crore gone. Ambani slips 3 places on global rich list. What spooked RIL stock? Shares of oil to telecom conglomerate Reliance Industries were hammered in trading on Monday after the company on Friday posted a 15% year-on-year drop in September quarter net profit. As the pandemic hit sales of most of its products, the index heavyweight tumbled 8.62% to rupees 1,877, while partly paid shares of the company tanked 10% to hit the lower circuit limit and closed at rupees 1,066. The decline eroded more than rupees 1 crore from the company's market capitalization.
I am Ajish from Group 1. DLF's rate to help boost commercial office sector. The rental arm of DLF Limited, India's largest developer, is preparing to float a real estate investment trust. This could be significantly boost India's emerging rates market. Over the next 15 to 18 months, the company will structure its rental assets to make it a rate-ready portfolio. Through the listing will depend upon the two shareholders, said a top company executive. The process will soon start at the appointment of advisors, followed by structuring the portfolio for a REIT. The upcoming downtown office projects in Gurugram and Chennai are 11 million square feet and 8 million square feet respectively, and will add 18 million square feet to the rental portfolio. A significant chunk of the capital from the REIT could be used to pare down debt, Tyagi said. The benefits of a REIT are many. It helps to find the right value of investment. There are opportunities for growth inorganically for a listed REIT. It creates opportunity for under construction projects and allows a shareholder to monetize if it wants at any stage, he said.